She's young, brownish blonde hair, and is ferociously clean and shiny. Not a speck of dirt on her little white shirt or pink skirt with a smiling flower on the hem. Notebook? It's green and has a frog on it. She says, I went on the swings and now it's not here. It's not? I say, and stroke my fingers over the cover of the notebook. I am holding closed against my chest, tracing over the big frog sticker. Someone must have taken it. And my pencil. And your pencil? She sighs and sits down. It's my favorite. My dad gave it to me for my birthday. Oh, I say, and snap the pencil in half, grinning as its pieces fall to the ground under the bench we are sitting on. I don't like you, she says abruptly. You're not nice. She gets up and goes over to the swings. I lean over and pick up half the pencil from under the bench. I write Alice in large letters on the page, then tear it out and leave the notebook on the bench, half the broken pencil beside it. I have found Ray's new girl. I have found the new me. At home, Ray is tired and cranky, and makes me step on the scale 3 times before I'm allowed dinner. I give him what I wrote, the page marked Alice, before he gives me my yogurt, and for a moment I think he's going to take it away, but he doesn't. You can't write worth shit, is all he says. Good thing you got me around to take care of you. I swallow a spoonful of yogurt and ask to get a glass of water. Ray won't let me get it, but instead brings it to me, motioning for me to get up so he can sit in my chair. Tell me about them, he asks, he says, throwing the paper away and patting his lap for me to sit back down, to curl into him, and I do. His hands are gripping my arms, and before I've finished describing the first one, and I don't get to finish my yogurt. Later he lets me eat the burned bits of his TV dinner meatloaf while he watches 2 doctors argue over how to treat a dying boy. Tell me about them again, he says when all the lights are out except for the fairy princess nightlight he's plugged into my bedroom wall, waving her magic wand to spread pink light into the room. I imagine her melting, real light coming out of her, flame bright. Ray lying snoring as she burns, waking up when she burns. It's far too late. That would be a real fairy godmother thing to do. Pretty, I tell Ray. They were pretty. What were they wearing? I make up outfits, frilly little dresses with sashes and tiny white socks folded into delicate shoes. That was how he dressed for me for years, until the dresses stained across my hips and chest, until my arms came out strangled red from the binding sleeves. I wish we could have them all, he says, but we can't be greedy. Being greedy is bad, like you tonight, eating the meat. Did you think I wouldn't see? I say and then stop, still made stupid by telling stories about those girls, forgetting that none of them are here, that there's still only one he can wrap his claws around. You can make it up to me, he whispers, a ghost that is all too real in my ear, hot hands squeezing me too tight, but only where people won't see. And even if he decorated my neck with a ring of fingerprints and left me lying in the street, no one would notice. Not in Shady Pines, where everyone is busy working to keep their kids fed, their bills barely paid. Not anywhere, because I am nothing, unseen. I learned that the hard way. 29. I don't remember my first week with Ray. Those days were when I was being made into Alice, except for one thing. One thing that showed me everything he said was true. That no one wanted me back, that I had to stay with him, that if I didn't listen, bad things would happen. I woke up at some point, broken and bruised. Ray asleep snoring on top of me. I wiggled like a fish and slipped out from under him, throwing on a neat pile of clothes lying on a table. Little girl who had cream soda lip gloss clothes. Little girl who knew she couldn't go outside undressed clothes. Normal little girl clothes. There was one door in the room, and I opened it. Stepped out into the parking lot lit by a flickering, dying streetlight. A small faded sign by the road reading Route 40 Motel. Weekly rates available. Across the street was a gas station, the kind with a store that sold food and had people. I didn't wait to cross. I ran, as fast as I could, ran straight for the signs advertising soda, 2 for $2, and hot dogs, now with free toppings. There was no cars, but inside a woman sat behind a big sheet of plastic, chewing gum and watching TV. She had dark hair like my mother, and as soon as I saw her, I started to cry. She looked up, and I waited for her to get up, to come save me, But all she said was, "We don't allow no one in here without shoes, even kids. You over at Pump 8? "Sure am," Ray said, and clamped one hand around my arm. I cried harder, words finally starting to come, rising up as I realized I had to get her to listen, to see what was really happening. And when Ray leaned over and whispered, "Shut up or I'll drive back to your house, not to take you home, but to kill your parents and make you watch, make you see what happens to little girls who don't listen." I didn't want my parents to die, and I already knew Ray would do it. That he would and could and did lie about other things. "Don't move and I won't hurt you. Tell me where you live and I'll swear I'll take you home now. Being good is fun, and you would be good, want to be good, don't you?" But he wasn't lying about this. He took me to his car. He had a car then, a white one with a narrow back seat that I can still see even with my eyes wide open. And to this day, TV where people twist around each other in cars makes something inside me scream. And I have to change that channel or stay very still and not let Ray see that I hurt, because pain makes him want to hold me, hurt me more. I sat in the car and he paid for gas and we drove away, and he pulled over onto a long wooded road and raised his fists. Then pain inside and out blurred everything, breaking everything. After that I was Alice. I am Alice, and Ray dreams in the night, happy dreams that wake him up and make him roll over, my head pressed into the pillow. Suffocation leaks so easily, but no matter how hard I press my face down, no matter how hard I try to breathe in fabric, not air, there is no escape for me. He sleeps with one arm thrown across me after, and I lie stinging sharp all over, a wet sticky puddle under me. Soon there will be a little girl here, a real one, with tiny arms and legs for Ray to push into. I want him to take her tomorrow. I want that little girl here now where I am. I want her to be Ray's love, to bear it. I don't care that TV and the preacher at church say that children are treasures or little miracles or special. They are flesh and blood like the shell around me, a thing waited to be molded by someone's will. And Ray wants that job. I don't care if he takes it, if he takes everyone and everything, every child from every place. I just want him to leave me. 30. Morning same as always. My shows, my wait for food, except I have to wash my sheets. Bleach in the washer to get out the stains. There is no one around, so I pour bleach right onto the spot. Watch the yellow and brown red stain ooze. Let the sharp burning smell of the bleach cramp the inside of my head. I clean too, because Ray likes a clean house. Dusting and vacuuming and picking up the socks he leaves around the apartment, like little smelly snakes, curling them into his laundry basket. I get tired during the room spinning around and around, and lie on the floor, listening to the refrigerator and my heart beating loud and fast. Thrump, thrump, thrump in my chest. Eat my yogurt, sour taste on my tongue, container warm in my hand. The refrigerator is angry with me too. I go get the sheets out of the dryer and steal 4 quarters someone has left on the top of the washing machine. There's a vending machine in the building, but I don't use it. What if someone saw me eating and told Ray? He says hello to people around us, casual waves and occasional chats about the weather. I am shy, so I only say hello. Pain if I don't say it the way Ray wants, or if he just feels like it. Homeschooling must be tough for you, what with you working and all, someone once said to him, a brassy-haired lady with 3 little boys and a round, pregnant stomach. God bless you for being so devoted to your children. I'm going to do the same for mine, once Devin gets that promotion and I don't have to wait tables no more. Devin ran off, and after a while she got evicted. Before that, her little boys often had split lips and black and blue strained legs, and they stayed home from school, playing in the laundry room, more than they ever went. No one ever said a word to her either. I used to twist the tender skin at the back of their necks until they'd go into their apartment and bring me cookies. I could tell from looking at them that they never say a word to anyone.